Hi friends, I am Dr. Varlu, personal development trainer, leadership coach, consultant nutritionist and psychologist.
Successful people are not gifted ones. They too have problems like us. Winners succeed in spite of problems, not in absence of them. Adversity is prosperity to those who have a burning desire to succeed. Napoleon was ridiculed at school because of his humble origin and poverty. Then he devoted himself to his books and rose above his classmates in scholarship. He commanded the respect soon, and he was regarded as the brightest in class. Albert Einstein, who discovered the theory of relativity, failed in mathematics in an examination which was equivalent to the 10th class. The great English poet Byron had a club foot. Club foot means a foot that is badly shaped from birth. Somerset Maugham had a stammer that did not stop him from becoming a great writer. Alexander Pope, the English poet, was a cripple. Milton wrote his Paradise Lost, an epic, after becoming blind. Daniel Defoe wrote his Robinson Crusoe in prison. John Bunyan wrote his Pilgrim's Progress in the Bedford jail. Sir Walter Raleigh wrote the history of the world during a 13-year imprisonment. Luther translated the Bible while confined in the castle of Wartburg. Dante wrote the Divine Comedy when he was in exile for 10 years and under the sentence of death. Beethoven, the greatest musician, was almost totally deaf and burdened with sorrow when he produced his greatest works. As Edwin C. Bliss said, success doesn't mean the absence of failures. It means the attainment of ultimate objectives. It means winning the war, not every battle. There was a man in America, he failed in business at the age of 21. He was defeated in a legislative race at the age of 22. He failed again in business at the age of 24 and overcame the death of his sweetheart at the age of 26. He had a nervous breakdown at the age of 27. He lost a congressional race at the age of 34 and lost a senatorial race at the age of 45. At the age of 47, he failed in his effort to become vice president and lost a senatorial race again at the age of 49. And he was elected President of the United States at the age of 52. Do you know who is this man? That is Abraham Lincoln. Thomas Alva Edison, at the age of 67, lost his factory to fires. It was worth several $1 million. His lifetime effort went up in smoke. In spite of this disaster, 3 weeks later, Edison invented the phonograph. Henry Ford went bankrupt in the automobile business in his first year. 2 years later, his second company also failed, but he persisted, and his third one made him a household name in America. No defeat is final until we stop trying. There are no failures, only feedback. We all have problems, frustrations, and disappointments. But it is not our conditions in life, but our decisions in those adverse conditions that will determine our success or failure. There was a young schoolboy in Japan in 1938. He had a dream of designing a piston ring and wanted to sell it to Toyota Corporation. Every day he would go to school and all night long he would work on his design. He spent all his small savings on this project. After years of effort, he finally designed the piston ring and he took it to Toyota Corporation, but they rejected it. He was sent back to school and his teachers and friends laughed at him and told him he was an idiot. But this boy did not give up. He spent the next 2 years to make the piston ring better. Finally, after 2 more years, he refined his design and Toyota Corporation bought it. In order to build his piston factory, he needed concrete. But the Japan government was gearing up for the Second World War then and refused to give him concrete because of wartime shortages. Once again, it looked as if his dream would die. Did he give up? No. He got together a group of his friends, and for weeks they worked hard round the clock trying different approaches until they found a new way to manufacture concrete. He built his factory and he was finally able to produce his piston rings. The story doesn't end here. During the war, the United States bombed his factory, destroying most of it. Finally, an earthquake leveled his factory, and he was forced to sell his piston operation to Toyota. When the war ended, Japan was in total turmoil. There was a gasoline crisis in the country. Gasoline was rationed and in some cases nearly impossible to find. This man couldn't even get enough gas to drive his car to the market to buy food for his family. In these circumstances, this man asked himself a powerful question. How else can I feed my family? How can I use things I already have to find a way to get there? He noticed a little motor he had, one that was the size and type to drive a traditional lawn mower. He got the idea of hooking it up to his bicycle. In that moment, the first motorized bike was created. He drove it to and from the market, and pretty soon his friends were asking him to make some more for them. Shortly thereafter, he made so many motorbikes and he ran out of motors. So he decided to build a new factory to manufacture his own. But he had no money and Japan was torn apart. Instead of giving up and saying there is no way, he came up with a brilliant idea. He decided to write a letter to every single bicycle shop owner in Japan, telling them that he thought he had the solution for getting Japan moving again, that his motorbike would be cheap and would help people get where they needed to go. Then he asked them to invest. Of the 18,000 bicycle shop owners who received letters, only 3,000 gave this man money, and he manufactured his first shipment. Was he a success then? No. The motorbike was too big and bulky, and very few Japanese bought it. Instead of giving up, he changed his approach again. He decided to strip his motorbike down and make it much lighter and smaller. He called it the Cub, and it became an overnight success. Do you know who is that man? That is Soichiro Honda. His Cub won the Emperor's Award. Everyone looked at him and thought how lucky he was to have come up with this great idea. Was he lucky? Maybe, if luck means labor under correct knowledge. Today, Mr. Honda's company is one of the most successful in the world. Honda Corporation now employs over 1 lakh people. Honda believed that there is always a way to succeed if you are really committed. When the famous Indian film star Amitabh Bachchan was trying for chances to act in movies, he was told he was unfit for movies because he was very tall like a camel. But later, his height itself proved to be one of the plus points. He became a great film star of all times in India. Similarly, when the great Telugu playback singer Ghantasala went to HMV company for audition test, he was told that his voice was very feeble and weak, so that he was not fit for singing. Later, this man became an immortal singer. Yellapragada Subbarao from Andhra Pradesh, India, failed twice in his matriculation, which is equal to the present 10th class. Meanwhile, his father died. He passed his matriculation examination in his third attempt and went to Madras for further studies. When he passed his intermediate, there were many diseases and misery in society. He was moved by the hardships of people, and he went to the local Ramakrishna mission and expressed his wish to become a sannyasi, ascetic. There he was suggested to study medicine, and he liked that idea. He joined MBBS course. In the final MBBS examination, he secured good marks in all the subjects except in surgery. So he was awarded the lesser LMS certificate instead of the MBBS degree. By then, his elder brother was bedridden with the tropical sprue, a disease associated with malnutrition and he died. This made him to find a remedy for tropical sprue. He discovered that folic acid can cure sprue. Later, he went to America and joined Lederle Laboratories. There, he rose to be the director of research. Prominent among his discoveries were aureomycin, an antibiotic, heterogen for filariasis, and aminopterin for blood cancer. Winners succeed in spite of problems, not in absence of them. Friends, if anybody wants to become a big success, what are the qualities that they have to have? What are the things that they have to do? What are the skills that they have to develop? Yes, positive mental attitude, right? Yeah, decision-making ability, wonderful. Time management skills, yeah, that's true. Communication skills, yeah, that's correct. Friends, I agree with you all. These are all essential ingredients of success. No doubt about it. We all know what to do to become a big success. Friends, not only you and I, everyone knows what to do to become a big success. What most people don't know is how to do what they are supposed to do. Pick somebody on the road. Ask him or her what should be done to become a big success. They will tell you, do this. You will become a big success. Ask them whether they are doing. In most cases, the answer will be a big no. Even a 6th class kid knows what to do to stand first in his class. Ask him, he will tell you, I have to go to school regularly, I have to read my lessons at home, I have to do my homework daily. He will tell you. What to do is known to everyone. What most people don't know is how to do what they are supposed to do. That is what we have to learn. Long ago, Bacon said, knowledge is power. What does it mean? If you have knowledge, you will become a powerful person so that you can become a big success. Here we have to add something to Bacon's statement. Mere having knowledge does not make any difference in the quality of anybody's life. There are many walking encyclopedias around us. They are very knowledgeable, but living failures in life. They don't know how to put their knowledge to use. Friends, one day, 2 gentlemen met at a party. They talked to each other for a few minutes. That was a wet party. Drinks came. Drinks were served. One gentleman drank very heavily and the other gentleman didn't drink. The drunken gentleman was at his peak in his intoxication after an hour. Then he created a big scene in the party. He vomited on somebody. He pulled the hair of someone. He beat 1 or 2 boys in the party and he created a big scene. After another hour's time, his intoxication went off and he became normal. When he came to normalcy, the other gentleman asked this drunken one, "Sir, I have talked to you for a few minutes. During this short conversation, I have come to know that you have come from a royal family and you are very knowledgeable. Why did you drink so heavily and created this unnecessary scene? 5 years ago, I failed in a love affair. To forget that pain, I started drinking at 8 o'clock in the morning and ended up at 12 in the night. Recently, I went into a bookstall. There I saw a book. It was entitled, How to Stop Drinking. The cover page was very attractive. I bought that book. I took it home and started reading the introductory chapter. The introductory chapter was very fascinating and interesting. So that at a stretch, I finished the whole book. Simple language, lucid style, and powerful techniques. I followed those techniques for 3 days and I was able to stop my drinking. Why can't you try that book, sir?" Then this drunken one said, "Was it written by Dr. Daniel?" "Yes, sir, it was written by Dr. Daniel. Do you know that Daniel?" "Yes, I'm that Daniel. I have written that book. I get little money as royalty on that book and I use that money on my drinking." Friends, There are many walking encyclopedias like this David around us. They are very knowledgeable, but living failures in life. Mere having knowledge does not make any difference in the quality of anybody's life. When we learn how to put that knowledge to use, then only our knowledge will become a tremendous power so that we can become a big success. Knowing is knowing and doing is doing. There is no substitute for action. Friends, you shared with me many essential ingredients of success. Among them, which is the most important quality human beings should have to become a big success. In olden days, Arjuna got this doubt. Then he went to Lord Krishna and asked him, Arjuna, if human beings want to become a big success, what is the most important quality that they should have? Lord Krishna knew the answer, but he did not answer Arjuna immediately. He asked Arjuna to meet him at the river Ganga the following day at 9 a.m. The following day, Arjuna went to Lord Krishna. Krishna was already there in the river Ganga offering his ablutions to the sun god. When he sees Arjuna, he waves his hand. Arjuna stepped into the river. He reached Krishna. They were in waist deep level in water. Then Krishna asked him to move forward. Both of them started walking further. They reached up to neck deep level in water. Then suddenly Krishna grabbed Arjuna and he ducked his head in the water. Arjuna was struggling a lot. He tried to come up, but Krishna pressed him hard into the water. In a few minutes, Arjuna's face started turning blue because he was not getting oxygen. Then Lord Krishna slowly brought him out and coolly said, Arjuna, what do you want now? Then Arjuna shouted, air, air, air. How badly you are desiring for air now. How intensely you are desiring for air now. If you have the same desire for success, you will be successful. Burning desire is the starting point of all success, said Lord Krishna. Friends, all of us have desires, but our desires are weak desires. Weak desires do not make any difference in the quality of anybody's life. For example, if I take a matchstick and light it here, what will happen? The little air that is coming from the fan will extinguish the fire. If there is a wildfire, what will happen? The more the air, the stronger the fire will grow. The wildfire can burn even forests. That's the power of burning desire. Friends, each and every cell of your mind and body should be filled with this burning desire. When you have this burning desire, there is nothing on this planet Earth that you can't achieve. Burning desire is the starting point of all success. Friends, everyone wants to have a nice bungalow, brand new car, want to enjoy modern comforts, and want to provide their children with good education. Do you know how they want to have all these things? Without their doing anything, some miraculous thing should happen in their lives, and that miraculous thing should bring all these things into their lives. Friends, this is against nature's law. This world is based on one single principle, that is cause and effect. Our aeroplanes fly, our helicopters fly, our trains run, our buses run, even our watches run based on this principle, cause and effect. If you do these things, you will get those results. Nothing happens by itself in this world. There is nothing accidental. What we call an accident is also not an accident. It is the result of some human error or some mechanical failure, or sometimes the combination of both. Friends, once a king was on his deathbed. Doctors told him that he would not survive more than a year. Then he wanted to leave some legacy for the coming generations. So he assembled all his courtiers Pandit scholars and told them, friends, I would not live more than a year, doctors say. I want to leave some legacy for the coming generations. Please go to the best libraries in the world and collect the essence of knowledge. Then these Pandit scholars, courtiers, went to the best libraries in the world and they collected the essence of knowledge. They prepared a book, an encyclopedia-like thing, and went to the king and presented it to him and said, Sir, this is the essence of knowledge in the world. The king saw it and said, My dear friends, people can't remember all this. Please cut it short. These people worked for a month and they cut it short into 100 pages. They prepared a 100-page book and they went to the king and said, Sir, we have cut it short into 100 pages. We have distilled the essence of knowledge into these 100 pages. The king said, Friends, people can't remember even all this. Cut it short further. These people worked for 15 more days and they have distilled that essence of knowledge into a single page and went to the king and said, Sir, this is the essence of knowledge. We have distilled it into one page. The king said, Friends, people can't remember even this. Please cut it short further. These people went back and they worked for 3 more days, very hard, and they distilled that essence of knowledge into one single sentence. Do you know what it is? There is no free lunch in this world. There is no free lunch. Everything has a price. Success too has a price. The price for success is hard work. We have to pay the price in advance. Only in dictionaries, success comes before work. But in reality, work should precede success. Friends, cause and effect. Though everyone wants to become a big success, only a fewer people are getting success. Because many people want to become successful without paying the price. Those who are ready to pay the price can become successful. If a thing is possible to one, that is possible to anyone or everyone, provided he or she is ready to pay the price. Take massive action. Action can change the quality of your life. Knowing is knowing and doing is doing. There is no substitute for action. Friends, thank you very much. All the best. I wish you all success in your careers and in your life. I want you to be on the top. Thank you. Friends, to achieve any big things in life, we need health and energy most. Take care of your health and energy.
I strongly believe people of your kind appreciate this video. If so, like, share and subscribe. Thank you. Thank you very much.